Met Gala is renowned for the glamour of its red carpet. Jennifer Lopez, Rihanna, and Katy Perry.
Gala, fashion's self-acclaimed biggest night, where celebrities pretend to master the art of beauty and the rest of us pretend to care about embroidery. As the cameras flash and corsets crush ribs, somewhere under all that Swarovski crystal is a human being trying not to pass out. Behind the flashbulbs and filters is a truth no one wants to talk about. This isn't just fashion's biggest night, it's one of its most tightly controlled performances. Nothing that happens here is ever accidental. Every step is rehearsed, every smile is calculated, and every walking person in the hall has been altered to meet an invisible standard. And once you start looking closer at what it takes to be chosen, at who gets erased, and what gets sacrificed to be seen, the illusion starts to crack as online forums explode with disdain. So, is the Met Gala really about what you wear, or what you're willing to give up to be allowed in? Most people don't realize how much physical discomfort is involved in showing up to the Met Gala. It's not just picking a dress and arriving at the museum. It's weeks, sometimes months of preparation, where your body is molded, restricted, reshaped, and retouched, all in the name of getting one photo that might last 10 seconds on a screen. Some celebrities can't even sit on the way there. They literally stand in party buses, because sitting might ruin the seams. There's footage of them just swaying awkwardly in the middle of a moving vehicle, trying not to wrinkle the dress or pop a zipper. Historic Happy Birthday Mr. President dress. Not through tailoring or innovation, but by losing 16 pounds in just 3 weeks. A challenge. Vogue called it dedication, but really it was just starvation dressed up as transformation. She couldn't zip the dress at first, so rather than pick a different outfit, she changed her body to match a garment made for someone else decades ago. And the message it sent, to fans, to women, to girls watching, was that beauty isn't just earned, it must be forced. The public, especially online communities like Reddit, have become increasingly vocal about how disconnected the event feels from real life. One Reddit user summed it up bluntly: when he discovered that tickets go for $75,000 apiece, it's hard to argue with that kind of frustration when you're watching billionaires and celebrities spend more on one night than most people earn in a year, and then hearing them call it a celebration of art. It's difficult not to feel like you're being asked to applaud something that isn't meant for you in the first place. And it gets worse. There's something quietly unsettling about how much credit is handed to the celebrities at the Met Gala, from the dresses and the statements to the moments, while the people who actually make all of it happen remain completely invisible. Behind every gown, there's a long list of interns, junior stylists, assistants, and runners who have been working around the clock for days, sometimes even weeks, without rest, recognition, or even proper pay.
Surprisingly, we didn't this time. We usually
Really?
always do, but we were coming with separate brands and separate people, and I think it was
It just so happened.
Wait, tell me about both of your looks.
Well, I'm wearing Balmain and Bulgari, and the strong shoulders, cinched waist, classic Balmain.
Classic.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm wearing Bianca Saunders.
Amazing.
She's got a few pieces in the exhibition tonight, which is very exciting. We'll go see those.
Amazing.
But this is our big night out as mom and dad, so we're excited to kind of, jump back into where our story began.
Do you get ready together or separate?
Together. Well, in the same vicinity, but
Are you?
It's especially ironic when you remember that the Met Gala is supposed to celebrate creativity and craftsmanship. But the craftsmanship only counts when it's coming from the top, from names you recognize. Nobody pays attention to the labor underneath. That's meant to disappear. But if the fashion world is going to keep branding itself as a celebration of artistry, it should probably start by honoring the hands that built the art in the first place. And this isn't about fashion. It's part of a much larger conversation about how the gig economy rewards visibility while exploiting the invisible. The red carpet may be drenched in couture, but behind the scenes, it's still just a workplace. And for many, a pretty brutal one at that. For all its formality, the Met Gala isn't exactly the pristine rule-following spectacle it claims to be. Once you move past the staircase and slip inside, things start to feel a little different, less sacred, and more chaotic. There are rules in place, yes, but they're mostly for show. Because if you talk to anyone who's been behind the curtain, they'll tell you the bathrooms are where the real event happens.
Hey Vogue, it's Kendall, and you guys are getting ready with me for the Met. I am wearing Givenchy by the incredible Matt Williams. Where did he go?
He went in the bathroom.
Oh, he's gone. It's inspired by Audrey Hepburn's look in My Fair Lady. She used to wear Givenchy in almost all of her movies and a lot of her movies, so she's just the biggest legend. And I've been obsessed with her my whole life. I love her so much. But I mean, like, what, you guys? She's just everything. Anyways, we landed on the look in My Fair Lady. But I just thought this dress was so beautiful, and the lines were really pretty. And
in 2017, leaked photos showed celebrities like Paris Jackson, Dakota Johnson, Rita Ora, and Bella Hadid smoking inside the Met bathroom, despite New York's strict indoor smoking laws.
Would you believe the hottest place to gather at Monday night's glittering event was the bathroom? Check out this epic selfie, which took place in the bathroom at the Met. It was snapped by supermodel Kylie Jenner. Next to her are her sisters, Kim Kardashian and Kendall Jenner, as well as P. Diddy, and that's Paris Jackson. Just look at how packed the bathroom was.
It reminded me of a scene out of a high school movie where the bathroom was really where all the cool kids were hanging out, and the real party ended up being in the bathroom at the Met.
But do you notice something about those bathroom selfies? In just about every one, some of the celebrities can be seen smoking. And that's a big no-no at the Metropolitan Museum of Art or any other public building in New York City, where smoking is strictly prohibited.
And they weren't exactly hiding it. The selfies were everywhere. At one point, Vogue even ran coverage of it, half condemning, half celebrating the rebellious energy of it all.
Should anyone be smoking in a museum that houses priceless works of art? That's 50 Shades of Grey star Dakota Johnson lighting up. There's model Bella Hadid blowing smoke and passing a cigarette in the direction of Paris Jackson. And talk about smoking in the girls' room. That's actor Rami Malek, star of Mr. Robot, puffing away. What's he doing?
This kind of behavior is not some underground protest. It's indulgence wrapped in exclusivity. When laws don't apply because you're wearing a $100,000 dress, and when selfies from inside a banned space become headline news, it doesn't feel edgy. It feels like a reminder that there are two sets of rules, one for those inside the marble walls, and one for everyone else. And maybe that's the point. The event isn't about rule following. It's about who gets to break the rules and still be celebrated for it. Every year, the Met Gala centers around a theme, a supposedly meaningful one meant to tie fashion to history, culture, or identity. But more often than not, the theme ends up being just that, a title on a press release, loosely referenced and rarely respected.
What a beautiful jacket. Who made it for you?
This guy right here.
Congratulations. Oh, you both. Wow, China. Great.
Yes.
You look great.
Thank you so much.
May I ask you, you might not this question. How do you like the girl who does you on Saturday Night Live?
I think she's great.
She's cool, no?
Yeah, she's cool.
You good with it?
Yeah.
I think it's an honor. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
Your jacket by Michelle Balmain is just amazing.
The new legacy.
It's just amazing, both of you. So how many hours did it take to make this embroidery for this jacket?
A month.
And yours?
2 weeks.
This is the coolest person in town.
He's couture.
This is couture. And you're
This is the
couture.
coolest person.
You're the
Guy
new
is couture
couture.
guy.
This is the best thing in the world. You got the best new couture.
He's part of the new world. He's the future. So proud to have him tonight.
So proud you both got together. Great
No,
collaboration.
I'm really honored to have this guy support
And we're
me
really honored
and-
that you're here.
In 2015, the theme China Through the Looking Glass drew criticism for leaning into Orientalist aesthetics, with dragon prints, chopsticks and hair, just pure fantasy over fact. It felt more like a Western daydream about China than any real engagement with its culture. In 2018, the Heavenly Bodies theme played with Catholic iconography, turning sacred symbols into glittering accessories. For some, it was beautiful. For others, it felt more like a costume party set in a cathedral.
Nice work. Nice work. Beautiful. Brianna, how much does it weigh? That thing is a beast. Who's the designer?
Then came 2025, a tribute to Black tailoring and cultural legacy. Artists like Janelle Monáe and Lupita Nyong'o honored it beautifully, but others ignored it entirely. Lisa from Blackpink arrived in a Louis Vuitton ensemble that, upon closer inspection, featured Rosa Parks' face, embroidered into lace near her crotch.
It's a huge controversy. The singer Lisa from the popular K-pop group Blackpink caused an uproar going pantless because lots of people thought she wore silk panties embroidered with the image of civil rights icon Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks' face on Met Gala underwear goes this E! News headline. But it's now revealed that's not an image of Rosa Parks, who became a civil rights legend in 1955 when she refused to move from her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. It turns out the singer's underwear worn at the Met Gala was designed by Pharrell Williams and artist Henry Taylor. The figure featured is not Rosa Parks, says a spokesman. The embroidered face that some thought may look like Rosa Parks is actually based on a neighbor who lives next door to the...
The intent of the design may have been artistic, but the result was careless. The tailoring disappeared, skin took center stage, and the theme meant to elevate Black excellence was reduced to shockwear and sound bites. What the Met Gala celebrates with glamour, it controls with silence. And behind that control is one person, Anna Wintour. Every invite passes through her hands. Every designer, every seat, every story is filtered by her approval. Critics learned quickly that dissent has a price. Tina Fey once called it a jerk parade where everyone was pretending to have fun. And guess what? She's never been back. Amy Schumer joked about how uncomfortable and empty the event felt, and later had to apologize to Anna Wintour directly. Zayn Malik showed up once, said he'd rather be at home doing something productive, and disappeared from the guest list.
I went to the Met Ball exactly one time. I found it a little scary, so I haven't been back. But I wore that night this magical red Valentino gown, and I was his date, and that was really majestic and special.
And Jennifer isn't the only celeb to opt out of the event. Zayn Malik only attended the 2016 gala, telling GQ in 2018, "I'd rather be sitting at my house, doing something productive, than dressing up in really expensive clothes and being photographed on a red carpet." Gwyneth Paltrow attended the 2017 gala, 4 years after admitting to USA Today that her past experience was so unfun, boiling, and too crowded, saying she did not enjoy the event at all. Despite her complaints, the Goop founder returned again in 2019.
Even staff aren't immune. In 2024, Eugenio Casigi, a model working the carpet, accidentally upstaged Kylie Jenner just by being in frame. The photos went viral, but the attention wasn't on Kylie. It was on him. The following year, he was outed for being too noticeable and too distracting. And just like that, he was cut. When Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wore a borrowed Tax the Rich dress to the Met Gala, she was investigated for ethics violations. Every detail, from the gown to the glam team, came under scrutiny. But celebrities received the same perks every year, no questions asked.
And last night, Progressive Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez used New York's fashion charity event, the Met Gala, to make a political statement. She wore a white dress with a message emblazoned in bold red, "Tax the Rich." Now, AOC's not surprising statement comes as a deep division within the Democratic Party continues to emerge and exacerbating uncertainty about President Biden's tax and spending proposals.
This is not a surprise to me. I was working on putting the show together.
Anne-Marie Horder, and Bloomberg Washington correspondent, joins us now from our D.C. bureau. So, Anne-Marie, AOC has also called the SALT deduction basically a giveaway for the rich, but we know the Democrats are looking to take action on that.
Why do you think that is? The difference is that AOC challenged the system. She didn't just wear the dress, she meant it. And that's where the line is drawn. As this Reddit user put it, they preach rebellion from inside the palace. At the Met, symbols are only welcome if they don't threaten the hierarchy they're stitched into.
Yeah, it wasn't in the original proposal from the House Ways and Means Committee, but you hear from the gentleman from Long Island, Tom Suozzi, who basically has said for the past 6 months, no salt, no deal. This is a very important salt deduction. They want to raise that cap that was done away during the 2017 Trump tax credit and that redo of the tax system, because it's so important to these high-stake areas like New York, like New Jersey, like California, where you have heavy Democrats, but also very, very high tax brackets. It's very interesting because his colleague, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, says that by doing this, it just helps those.
But guess what the hardest part to admit in all this is? It's the fact that maybe the Met Gala doesn't really rely on celebrities. It relies on us. We're the ones who repost the photos, we mock the misses and praise the risks. We turn every image into content, every moment into a meme, and deep down we know what we're looking at. We know someone is starving to wear that dress. We know assistants are burning out behind the scenes. But it's easier to look at the diamond corset and clap, isn't it? Maybe it's time we ask the real question. Is the darkest truth of the Met Gala what it says about fame, or what it reveals about us? What does it mean when our most glamorous night is also our most manipulated one?